originally landing on Broadway in 1957. Now, this take on Shakespeare's Romeo and Juliet is hitting the big screen again, courtesy of Steven Spielberg. Here's their version of Tonight.
Tonight, tonight, it all began tonight. I saw you and the world went away. Tonight, tonight, there's only you tonight. What do you want? What do you do? What you say?
And we're joined now by the film's screenwriter, the Pulitzer Prize-winning playwright, Tony Kushner. Welcome back to the program. You must be thrilled. Early reviews are really great. I think it was in 2014 that Spielberg first approached you about this. What did you think? I mean, there was already an iconic film that has, held everybody's imagination for that long.
Yeah, I mean, the 1961 film is without question one of the most beloved films in cinema history, and certainly one of the great movie musicals. It's also the source of some controversy, but it's unquestionably a great bit of filmmaking, and Stephen and I both love the film, the 61 film, very much. So when he first asked me if I'd be interested in doing this, I thought he was crazy. It took a little while for me to change my mind, but eventually I got very excited about it, and I had a fantastic time working on it.
Natalie Wood famously was browned up for her role. It's the kind, you use the word controversy about some of the aspects of the first film. Tell me what you've done to bring it out of that sort of controversy and into the real world of today. And, were you always sure that you wanted to do this, given the controversies that did exist around it?
Yeah, I mean, I mentioned that there are controversies around West Side Story. I mean, specifically from the Puerto Rican community and from the Latinx community, there are feelings that the representation, both in the source material itself, in the 1957 musical, and in the Robert Weiss Jerome Robbins film, there are problems, and there are unquestionably problems. It's a product of its time, the original musical and the 61 film. There were things that were done that would not be done now, including having a white actress of European descent, like Natalie Wood, play a Puerto Rican girl, a teenage girl, with brown face on, and many other decisions that were made that were absolutely problematic, and I can understand have caused people serious pain. And I take that seriously now, and Stephen and I took it very seriously when we attacked the business of making our own version of West Side Story, which is much more based on the 1957 musical in many ways than on the 61 film. I can understand why there's a certain animus towards West Side Story, but obviously, Stephen and I didn't share that animus, or we would never have made the movie in the first place. And I really hope that people come to see our film. I promise you, within the first 5 or 10 minutes, if you have doubts about the politics of West Side Story, you'll see things that you haven't seen in any version of West Side Story before. That will, I don't want to give anything away, but that will maybe, if you're open-minded, make you think otherwise.